Yes, sir. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to one and all present here. And we are delighted to welcome you all to our first 2 days international virtual conference on machine learning applications in applied sciences and mathematics, IVCMASM 2022, organized by the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science of SRM Ishwari Engineering College. It is an honor for me to introduce and welcome the guest of the day to our session. Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy, Professor Jian Kunhu, Mr. J. Srinivasan, Chief Director of SRM Group of Institution Dr. N. Sethuraman, Director of SRM Group of Institution Dr. B. Subbaya Bharati, Principal Dr. R. S. Kumar, Dean Research Dr. Venkarachalapati, our Head of Department Dr. Kanaka Subbaraja, our Coordinator Ms. Revati and Dr. Vijayaraj, and every HODs of other departments, and all the ladies and gentlemen. This conference brings together academia, researchers, business entrepreneurs, practitioners, and policymakers who are here to share their knowledge in machine learning applications of applied science and mathematics through leveraging advanced information engineering and technology for competitive advantage and cost savings in modern industrial sector as well as public and business sectors. We would like to commence our session with a musical note of Tamil Thai Valthu by Miss Janani. Sorry for the delay, sir. We'll just move to the next thing of the session.
You can sing 2 lines Agara Mudala Eluthalla. Okay, I'll do it. Agara Mudala Eluthallam Adi Bhagavan Mudatre Ulagu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity, as it brings blessings in our life. To make this morning a blessed one, by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom, I invite Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy to light up the Kuttavilakku.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I invite Professor Jian Kunhu to light up the Kuttavilakku.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I invite Mr. J. Srinivasan to light up the Kuttavilakku. Thank you, sir. Next, I invite. Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Chief Director of SRM Group of Institution, Dr. N. Sethuraman, to light up the Kuttavilakku.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite our principal, Dr. R.S. Kumar, to light up the work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to invite our head of department, Dr. Kanagasubaraja, sir, to address this gathering.
Good morning, all of you. So first, I welcome today's chief guest, Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy, Senior Director, Insights and Data, Capgemini, Professor Jian Gu, and University of South Wales, Australia, and Mr. J. Srinivasan, co-founder and CEO, Steel Startup, United States of America. I welcome our Chief Director and Director who have joined us in spite of their busy schedule. Welcome, sir. I welcome our beloved principal who has supported for this conference from beginning onwards. Welcome, sir. I welcome Vice Principal Admin, Vice Principal Academic, Dean Academics, Dean Research, Assistant Director, and heads of various department, IQAC Coordinator, all faculty members of our college. Most importantly, I welcome all the participants for this conference from all over India and abroad. Finally, I welcome all the students of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department for their immense support in coordinating this conference. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the first International Virtual Conference on Machine Learning Applications in Applied Sciences and Mathematics. So the theme of the conference is more relevant to our department. So in this conference, we have received 220 research articles, and out of them, we selected 112 articles after double-blind peer review process, and 198 reviewers participated in the reviewing process. And the best articles were selected to be presented today and tomorrow. And all the accepted and presented paper will be published in AIP conference proceedings, which is indexed in Scopus database. So in this conference regarding, we already conducted 2 pre-conference keynote sessions, one by Professor Stephen from Nigeria, and another one is George Guinea from London. 2 more keynote sessions are planned today and tomorrow to be delivered by Jianku, and who is the chief guest of today. And another one tomorrow also we will conduct another one keynote session, as this is by Professor Osvaldo Gervasi from Italy. I request all the participants to join the upcoming keynote sessions and get benefited. And it's a matter of great pride that the chief guest and the keynote presenters from 5 different continents, and we have got papers from Turkey, Australia, and throughout India. So this conference has truly connected people from all the world. So I wish the conference to be a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to invite our principal, Dr. R.S. Kumar, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you, Sabita, and a very good morning to Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy from Capgemini, Professor Jiang Hu from Australia, and Mr. J. Srinivasan, CEO, Stealth Startup from the USA. We are also having with us our Chief Director, Dr. Sita Raman, was formerly Registrar of SRM University. We have got the Director, we have got the Dean Research, my faculty colleagues, student friends, as well as the various participants from different countries. So I join with my HOD, Dr. Kanagasubaraja, in cordially welcoming each and every one of you for this international conference on machine learning applications in applied sciences and mathematics. I cannot say more on the importance and the relevance. It is today spread over in all industries, in all sciences, and people are maximizing the application of AI in their respective fields, whether it is medicine or automobile manufacturing, education, healthcare, you name it, industry, whatever it is. So it is transforming the entire world. This is such an apt topic at this juncture. I wish to congratulate the HOD, Dr. Kanaga Subaraja, his department colleagues, and his student friends. This is an upcoming department, but we are seeing a lot of traction. So congratulations for having chosen an apt topic, Dr. Raja.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. And as far as Ishwari Engineering College is concerned, this year we are celebrating the Silver Jubilee, or the 25th year. We are an autonomous institution for the past 3 years and affiliated to Anna University. So this means that we do our regulations, our curriculum, we design our syllabus, we design our examination pattern, we design everything, we implement. The only thing that we go to Anna University is getting the degree certificate. After different checks and balances, Anna University provides us with the degree certificate when the student is graduating from our institution. So we have made a lot of changes in the regulation. We have become student-centric. We have become industry-centric. Today in India, various regulatory bodies are speaking of mandatory internship, which we implemented 3 years before. Today, all our students in final year, they have done internship at least once. There are many students who do internship more than once. Placement falls into place automatically. So much so, we are ranked in the country where there are 10,000 engineering colleges and more than 20,000 polytechnic colleges. We are ranked 76th in this country on internship. So that's the kind of motivation we have received from our management to make any kind of positive changes which will impact the students in a very positive or a progressive manner. We have mechanical sciences, so mechanical, we have robotics, we have automobile, we have civil engineering, then we have computing sciences, computer science engineering, information technology, artificial intelligence. Then we have electrical sciences, electrical and electronics, electronics communication, electronics and instrumentation, and of course, biomedical engineering is one of the latest addition. This is their second year. All the branches do consultancy in one form or other to the industry, to the academic. Then we are also having voluntary student groups, what we call as PRIDE. PRIDE is an acronym for projects, research, internship, design competition, and entrepreneurship, which we feel very strongly that these 5 attributes will define the overall attitude of the student and will definitely position him at a much different scale compared to so many other institutions. Just to give you, I gave one statistic that we are 76th ranked 76th in this country in more than 10,000 engineering colleges. Around 3,000 of our students participated in various competitions across this country and globe. But even though there was a pandemic raging, still more than 3,000 students participated. And more than 600 students won an award, a prize, a mention, whatever. More than 600 students. So these are all very big numbers and very positive numbers. Our students take up Industry Connect, faculty take up Industry Connect in a big way. We are associated with industry. I wish to tell that in a very positive manner. We have got one entrepreneur startup with us. and we have got a very big industry MNC with us. Sir, we are looking forward. Very big industry connects with both of you. We wish to propose a good working and outcome oriented MOUs understanding with your esteemed organizations. We are also accredited by NBA. NBA is National Board of Accreditation. The individual program like BE, undergraduate, that's accredited. We, as an institution, we have accredited. So we have got very good quality assurance. As far as research is concerned, we are zero, which is Government of India organization, DSIR. So they have approved us. We have received FIST. It's a central government funding. We are also ISO certified institution. All this gives us great placement, whether we do the placement or the students themselves do the placement, but they do it in a great way. Sir, at this juncture, I wish to tell we are on the right path of a massive progress and massive outcomes. So we wish to join up with the great institutions, academic as well as industries. I wish to thank the organizers for inviting me and thank our management for giving us such a great opportunity, a big canvas, I will say, to paint the picture of progress. Thank you, everybody. Once again, welcome to Ishwari Online. Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to invite our Chief Director of SRM Group of Institution, Dr. N. Seturaman, sir, to deliver the felicitation speech.
Very good morning to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Distinguished Chief Guest, Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy, Senior Director, Insights and Data, Capgemini, Professor Jenkins, University of South Wales, Australia, Mr. Jai Srinivasan, co-founder and CEO, Stealth Startup, United States of America. Participants, students, members of the faculty, beloved principal, Professor Kumar, and the HOD of the Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department. I congratulate the department and his colleagues for having arranged its first international conference, virtual conference. Dr. Kannagasabai is very active in organizing various programs in this department, and the management, particularly our chairman, Dr. Sivakumar, and co-chairman, Mr. Niranjan, they are very keen in developing the department. And the management has contributed enough money for the establishment of much needed lab for this department. Today, they have taken a very good subject for this conference. The current trends of machine learning on applied sciences and mathematics. Today, everywhere, artificial intelligence is used for the development of anything, whether it is medical sciences or engineering or even government organization, or to overcome any issues faced by the society. I'm sure this conference will be a good platform for academicians, researchers, scientists to share their innovative ideas that will definitely help to bring together researchers and diverse fields. As a layman, any practical experience, from any practical experience, we learn, we get an idea. Those ideas are collected. You can call them data. Those data are being used, applying with the application of sciences and mathematical knowledge through artificial or making use of the artificial intelligence. Today, this is being talked about everywhere in the world. As said by Principal, Eastward Engineering College is known for its quality research and getting funded projects from the funding agencies. I am very confident that this conference will throw light on many issues that will be definitely useful to the faculty, to the researchers, and the students. Again, I congratulate the department. I thank particularly our guests from abroad for having agreed to participate, and we eagerly look forward to have their address. Thank you. Over to Kanan Sabai.
Thank you so much for your wonderful words, sir. I would like to invite our Dean Research, Dr. Venkatachalapati sir, to address the hearing.
Good morning to all. Honorable Chief Director, dear Principal, and all the eminent guests from industries, HOD, and the faculty members and students from various institutions. I like to appreciate the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science for taking the initiative to organize an international conference, even though the department is very young. It is the youngest department in our institution, and they are very keen to make what are all the developments that is happening around the world in this field. So I appreciate them for taking the efforts and bringing in the eminent speakers from industries as well as from the academic institution. As all are aware, artificial intelligence and also specifically data science is going to change the world. The way it is being applied in various fields, cutting across various domains. It need not be engineering, medical, banking, whatever. Now artificial intelligence and data science is going to play a very vital role in changing the economy. So it is very apt for the students as well as for the participants from various institutions to get what is happening latest from the industry as well as from the institutions across the globe. I congratulate and thank for giving the opportunity. I like to thank and congratulate the department.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a great honor and time for the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science to release the e-proceedings. I would like to invite my friend, Mr. Sanjay Karthik, to do the same.
We feel privileged to release the conference proceeding in presence of such eminent guests and speakers. Here we present the messages from higher officials. Followed by index and the paper's abstract title and the authors. Thank you, Savita.
Hope you all liked it. Thank you, Andusha. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear the speech from our keynote speakers of the day. I would like to invite Ms. Parami to introduce Mr. J. Srinivasan.
A very good morning to all. Before we go on, I would like to mark out the extraordinary qualities of our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Jai Srinivasan. He is a seasoned technical and business executive with 24 years of experience in innovative development of software products and services, and he has delivered over 20 full product and services. He has been awarded 5 patents and is proficient in architecting distributed and scalable cloud software systems. He is a person with excellent people management skills and is the co-founder and CEO of a startup since the previous year. His aim is building a brand new category of home automation products involving robotics, computer vision, AI, and IoT for reducing the burden of daily household chores, and is currently working on developing a prototype. Also to highlight, he has worked in various products in Microsoft and Google for over 15 years and is so passionate about using technology for solving real-world problems. Moreover, he organizes a huge retreat every year in the USA, which is attended by 2,000 people. Welcome, sir. Now the session is yours.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for the very warm welcome. In particular, I'd like to thank the principal, Mr. Ramalingam, the HOD, Mr. Kanaka Subaraj, and the chief director, Mr. Seturaman, and all the other chief guests here and other participants. This is a great effort. I graduated from Anna University in 1996. I'm just reflecting back how time has advanced. So artificial intelligence was just one of the just the subjects in a 8-semester course for us. Now we can see entire branch discipline created for artificial intelligence and data science at SRM Ishwari College. So that shows how much advanced the institution is in taking up the cutting edge technologies and focusing on that as a discipline. So I'm very, very excited to be here today to give this short address to all of you and encourage you all to take up this course and whatever courses you are doing very seriously. As originally when I started computer science, laptops were still not common. We used desktops for several years, and then laptops, and now mobile computing. So now, if you look in the next generation, what we can expect is computing is not going to be a separate activity. Computing is not only when you use a computer or a laptop or a mobile phone. So that computing will become part of your everyday gadgets, everyday instruments, everyday equipment, everyday services that we consume. So that's why I really appreciate this focus on this conference on applied sciences and mathematics, because you will see in the next decade the entire concept of computing and artificial intelligence and data science, instead of them being separate, they'll all be integrated into the various disciplines. For example, if you go to a doctor and sometimes the artificial intelligence can see patterns in the x-rays even better than a doctor, because certain things are not observable to the naked eye. And even as a trained doctor, you can only see at a certain resolution in the x-ray. Whereas artificial intelligence is even more powerful in being able to see the hidden patterns and give the doctor that insight. Similarly, one of my friends is working on like a early detection of autism in children. Autism is a disease where children can't really communicate or express their feeling like other kids. They are like socially like a stymied. So this is a huge problem in America. So one of my friends is developing an app using artificial intelligence and data science, where you could just take pictures of the kids, and then with a very high accuracy, they are able to predict early autism. Early autism is something that you can detect and then prevent it, because once it sets in, later you cannot prevent it. So that's an example of how valuable the course you are studying is going to be in the future. So again, I'm just giving some examples here. So in terms of applied sciences, there is oil and gas. That's one of the areas I worked at in my previous company. After I completed my work at Microsoft and Google, I was working on a AI-based startup for about 5 years. So one of the projects we were working on is in the oil and gas domain. So every day we we fill petrol for our car or bike. So the entire industry that's depending on oil and gas, excavation, exploration, finding it, and generation, there is so much of engineering involved, and many of the computation is now being transformed into to use artificial intelligence and data science. And similarly, the renewable energy sector, if you look at solar panels, for example, solar panels produce a certain amount of energy, and they are connected to systems like inverters and then integrated with the rest of the building. Now, if your panels are not producing the electricity that they are supposed to produce, or to understand the performance efficiencies and gains, so there is a lot of data that these systems generate. So if you are able to examine the data, then we can prevent malfunctioning and save lives, and we can also improve the efficiency over time instead of these systems becoming degraded over time. So like that, there are many applications in solar or renewable energies. And similarly, in agriculture, one of the projects we worked in my previous company was in agriculture. So for example, in the US, all the potatoes that they harvest, that they use throughout the year, they're all harvested in 2 months, in September and October, and then they are stored in a very climate controlled condition, and then delivered most of the year to most of the facilities. So that means that 2 months of production is extremely crucial, because if you do too early, the potatoes are not mature enough, or if you do too late, the rain sets in and then it destroys the harvest. So how do you maximize the efficiency of your harvest within that time? So previously it was not possible. Now many companies are developing applications, mobile apps, and entire systems based on knowledge of the crops and the fields, and the using the data to control all the harvesting process and optimizing everything. So we developed one of the apps for one of the big customers here in America. So that's an example of application of AI and DS in agriculture. So similarly, most of us use these everyday products like Uber or other services like that, DoorDash, Swiggy, all this. If you look at the back end of these systems, they're all extremely heavily using artificial intelligence and data science in order to bring you the most efficient service. So everywhere you look at it, this becomes the future of most of the work, most of the actually life actually. You cannot escape that, and it's wonderful that you all selected this discipline and focused on this at so early in your career. That's very important. And same thing with the smart manufacturing. That's a big area also that's coming up, where there is called Industry 4.0, where there is plenty of opportunities for improving the performance and efficiency of manufacturing at scale and reducing the costs, thereby gaining the efficiency in production. So like that. So there are many fields like that where this knowledge will be useful. My humble request to you is to pick an area that you are passionate about, that you like to learn more. And while you study your courses, always keep an eye on the application. That's why I like this fact of this conference is focused on the applied sciences, because otherwise many of the concepts remain theoretical and you wouldn't be able to appreciate what you are receiving in the courses during your 4 years of study. So if you always keep a focus on the application, then and best way of having an application is to try out a pet project of your own, and then whatever you learn in the courses, try to apply to that pet project. It can be anything. It can be manufacturing or robotics or any small system you can pick up, and you will get a lot more out of the course that you are doing by participating in that. And as you know, many of the Chennai is now the SaaS capital of the India. So where there is software as a service is very predominant. The next wave of this is going to be RAS, or robotics as a service. So robots are going to become much more commonplace in the next decade. And so whatever technologies you are studying, they'll all eventually culminate in these fields of robotics, which is, you can say, multidisciplinary field, because it includes mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer science, artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning. All of that will come into use at once in robotics fields. So that's a very promising area. So the model is called RAS, or robotics as a service. Many companies are working on that. That's also the company that I am working in currently. Unfortunately, we are still in a secret mode or stealth mode. We are not able to disclose the product that we are working on, but I will just show one inspiration video, which is will give a hint of the product we are working on. So let me share my screen here.
Sir, you are in mute, sir.
To see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can you see if you are able to hear the audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the, you can say, we inspiration for the product that I am working on in robotics. So that's the problem. So even if you're a millionaire in America, you still have to wash your dishes, and you don't have maids, unlike in India, at least. So most of the people here are that's the number one hated chore in America, to do your dishes. Even though there is dishwashers, people are still finding it's very hard to do their dishes. So that is the robotics product we are working on. So we are still in stealth mode, but very soon we'll be announcing it once our beta test trials go good. So yeah, that's the inspiration I would love to leave you with. And again, thanks a lot for all the organizers for inviting me and giving me this chance to address you. And I wish you all a very good conference and a wonderful education here at SRM Ishwari. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise in the session, sir. I would like to invite Ms. Shweta to introduce Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy.
Thank you, Sabita. Happy morning to one and all present here. I take immense pleasure in introducing one of our chief guests, Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy, Senior Director, Insights and Data, Capgemini. He worked as product manager in Pentas of Malaysia and also worked as a consultant in Wipro Technologies and IBM Business Consulting Services. He has an experience of about more than 25 years in the industry. He is a technical know-how. He has gained plentiful knowledge in various domains. We are happy to have you with us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving a wonderful introduction. First of all, I would like a moment to thank Honorary Chief Director, Principal, Dean Research, other head of departments, professors and staff. More importantly, the young professionals looking up to us, probably coming to the industry next couple of years, fellow chief guest and other participants. Definitely, it is an interesting experience for me. I definitely applaud the interest taken by SRM Isuri Institution, their management, the effort they are investing for betterment of quality of education that will directly benefit the students and future leaders of the industry. Right. Secondly, a special thanks to Department of AI and Data Science, especially Mr. Kanak Suparaj, who persistently followed up with us to lock us for this session, which is really exciting for me to have a direct conversation with so many esteemed professionals, young professionals. It definitely is a very interesting moment for me. Definitely, I think there are a lot of experts here, so I would not take a lot of your time talking about too many technical details. And I know many of your excellent professors and in the institute and other collaboration around the world wide, and the doctoral candidates that are working on various papers will have all the technical details. But two things that I would definitely like to point out. When the principal addressed one particular sentence that he spelled out was outcome based, which is very important that I want to highlight. And also from my fellow chief guest, Mr. J. Srinivasan, he also mentioned beyond technology, look at the application of technology in various applied sciences and various industrial fields, right? I'll take one simple example that will explain how the technology is making a difference in human life, right? For example, in medicine, take cancer treatment as an example. There is no direct treatment available for different types of cancers. Based on the XY chromosomes of individuals, the doctors in different medical industry or medical field will try out various medicines, and based on the reaction to the medicine from the patients, they will either increase or decrease the dosage, or they will try alternate medicine. So most of the cases, it's unfortunate, despite the technology advancement, in many such cancer situations, patients are treated in trial and error basis. So this is where we kind of called something called a personalized medicine. So what we do is we have a huge database of all the cancer patients and the type of treatments they've gone, their DNA sequence, their XY chromosomes details. And based on this database, we run a lot of analytical models, machine learning models, which will try to identify patterns, associate the symptoms to patients across the world, trying to see, hey, this patient symptoms on the DNA sequence is much closely matching to this particular patient and the treatment. And this medicine has shown a different effect for this particular patient, and we can probably apply a similar treatment and a similar medicine to this patient as well. So by virtue of this kind of personalized medicine, we were able to increase the efficiency of cancer treatment from almost under 40% to close to 80% efficiency. Not only in treatment, but also in early diagnosis, especially around diagnosing. Many patients don't even realize they are already in stage 3. So we are able to diagnose their cancer situation even ahead of time, as early as stage 1, which is much better and easier for doctor to treat. So that being shared, yes, technology is important. technical know-how is important, but more important is where are you applying this technology knowledge. It is very important to understand, as the principal pointed out correctly, what is the outcome of this technology? How are you impacting the society? And that is where it's very important for all the young professional students who are going to come into the industry to understand the application of the technology. So learn technology, but more importantly, have a passion for solving business problems, so societal problems. With that kind of an applications, I am sure you all will make a wonderful impact in the society for the betterment of society, for the betterment of country. And I'm sure you'll also help SRM Easwari to get a very good reputation because of that kind of an effort. With that being said, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I'm more than happy to be associated with SRM Easwari, to the professors and all the students. Looking forward to better collaborations going forward. It's my pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, sir. I would like to invite Ms. Aksha to introduce Professor Jian Kumar.
Wonderful morning, everybody. Winners do not do different things. They do things differently. We have in our midst a winner and a great researcher, Mr. Jiang Kunhu. I'm indeed privileged and honored to introduce you, sir. Mr. Jiang Kunhu is a professor at School of Engineering and Information Technology, University of New South Wales, Canberra, Australia. He has obtained his Bachelor's of Engineering from Hunan University, China in 1983. Got his PhD in Control Engineering from the Harbin Institution of Technology, China in 1993. Also completed his Master's by Research in Computer Science and Software Engineering from Monash University, Australia in 2000. He has worked in the Ruhr University, Germany on the prestigious German Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship from 1995 to 1996 and a research fellow in Melbourne University, Australia from 1998 to 1999. Professor Jiang Kun's main research interest is in the field of cybersecurity, including image processing, forensic, and machine learning, where he has published many papers in high-quality journals, including IEEE Transactions on Pattern Analysis and Machine Intelligence. He has served in the editorial board of up to 7 international journals, including serving as the senior area editor for the top venue IEEE Transactions on Information Forensic and Security, and served as the Security Symposium Chair of IEEE Flagship Conference of IEEE ICC and IEEE Global Com. He has obtained 10 ARC grants and has served at the prestigious panel of Mathematics, Information, and Computing Science, ARC Era Evaluation Committee 2012. It's a pleasure having you here, sir. The session is yours.
Thank you for the nice introduction. First of all, I would like to thank the Dr. Raja for and the conference organizer for offering me this opportunity to give a keynote speech. I also thank Dr. Raja to allow me to merge the panel speech together with the keynote speech so that you don't bear me too much. So we try to squeeze everything within 15 minutes. Just wonder whether you can give me the control to share my slide, Raja?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it?
No, sir.
Where is it now? Yeah. Sorry, I need to share. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I know this conference is about machine learning and its applications, and I would like to introduce some major applications of machine learning, which is in the cyber attack detection. So in this view, machine learning in the cyber attack detection. So this is the outline of my talk. First, I would like to talk about what's happening with the cyber attacks, and then we talk about what can the machine learning do for detecting these cyber attacks. We introduce some major applications in this field, which is the intrusion detection, which has two parts. One is the DDoS attack detection. Another one is the host-based intrusion detection. So basically, the intrusion detection means the attack has already managed to penetrate the firewalls. This is quite common. We have seen the reports every day, because the firewall is basically a signature-based database which check the attacks that you already got a signature. But most of the time, the attack, they can change their strategy, and then they change the variations and so on, such that you don't have the signature. In particular, for these new attacks and the variations, that's why we see the reports attacks every day. We discuss how to detect such attacks with the machine learning. The last one is a very latest application of machine learning, which is the forced data injection attack on the critical infrastructure. So what's happening with cyber attacks? We know cyber attacks. There's a report here, the Federal Trade Commission 2021. So the most common business cyber attacks is actually related to the identity theft in post scams and the online shopping and the negative reviews as well. And then the government documents or benefits fraud as well. They are the major attack by the identity theft. In terms of the DDoS attacks, statistics in Australia, this document indicates the first ever DDoS attack was recorded in 2000. So let me introduce a little bit. So what is the DOS attack in the first place? DOS attack is a denial of service attack, which means the attacker send lots of packets which jam the communication channel, or they join out the resource of the server, such that the legitimate user cannot use anymore. It's a very popular, in particular in the military operations. And then for denial of service attack, normally it's not hard to detect, because you will find a lot of packets traffic coming from one particular device. It's not that difficult to judge it. But the denial of service attack is different. In that they have multiple devices launching the attack. So each device, they will send little traffic and then overall accumulate a lot of traffic. So which is very hard to detect. So within 1 hour, this attack in 2000, they caused the 1.2 billion financial damages. And then today we know there's a lot of, we're talking about artificial intelligence and the machine learning. So the attacker, they also build a lot of tools on the website that can launch such attack as well, a cyber attack, and including the DDoS attack. So for instance, on the dark web, you can pay only $10, and then you can launch the 1 hour DDoS attack on the target you choose. So it's quite severe situations for the cyber attacks. What's going on? I can't go. Okay, so what can machine learning do? We're talking about the machine learning in this conference. So this is my focus. So the cyber attack has some interesting things, like when you access the computer, and then you will leave some trace of the attacks. For instance, you access some hard disk, or you modify the some program, and so on. For the DDoS attack, which is the sending the lots of traffic from the different areas, different devices, we can also deal with this attack by the machine learning. So here is one mechanism. I just want to pick up this algorithm such that you understand how it is working with the machine learning to detect the DDoS attack. So because the DDoS attack is by sending many traffics from different devices to the server. So it's important to get the picture of each flow, because as I mentioned, if you have different devices sending lots of packets, then you will form many flows. So what is the data flow? Actually is a traffic packet. In terms of the packets, they have the same source and ending. For instance, the ending would be some particular port number or the program. So you have different devices sending different packets traffic. So then you form many different flows. So by combining those flows, we get a picture of the denial of service attack and can detect it. So in this paper, it proposed a deep learning based algorithm to detect such attack. So the idea is that collects the trace, which is the packets sending to the server. So these packets, they number this packet. You know, say for instance, the TCP traffic, you will have a TCP flow. You will get the sending end and the receiving end. So this would form a flow. And then and within this flow, you will get the different packets. So the number in terms of the packet 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. So they use the sliding window to slide the trace of the traffic. Say T0 is the time at T0 you get a snapshot of all those flows. So basically all the packets traffic coming to the server by different devices. So you would then partition those traffic according to their flow. So basically, it's based on the sender address and the receiving the port number. So you would form this flow. So they use the sliding window to partition those traffic flow, and then form these matrix. And then you can use this matrix. Just a second. Okay. Then you would retrieve the features of each flow, basically TCP flow. So how can you do this? So in the previous slide, we say, okay, we got the many flows. For each flow, we would retrieve their features. And then in this paper, it tried to retrieve 11 features, like the packet number in this flow, and the time that packet received, and the packet length, and the highest layer, which is the protocol layer, and then got the different protocol as well. This is 11 features. And then we say they use the sliding window to give the snapshot of this traffic. So that's why you get this TCP/IP flow sample, which consists of n samples, n packets in each flow, right? So, but at a certain time, window time slot, you may not necessarily receive all the maximum number of the packets like this. So n is a parameter. So n is a parameter here. Sorry, that's very big. So n is the parameter which defined within this window. That is the maximum number of packets for that particular flow you will receive. But sometimes within that time frame, you won't receive maximum number of the packets for that particular flow. So that's why we do the padding and put 0 everywhere. So in this case, then we would have the features of each flow. So for this feature flow, and then we design this paper, design a flow level CNN classifier, right? Convolution neural network classifier, the deep learning framework. So this classifier can classify the traffic flow to see whether it's malicious or normal. As we say, the denial of service attack is actually by sending multiple packets within a short time from different devices. It basically would form many different flows, traffic flows. So this classifier would try to classify to see which flow is malicious or normal. And the in this scheme, it has 11 features as shown before. And the so for each flow, then we form this data sample. Each sample would put into this CNN classifier. And then we use the slide, the H as the weight, the filter, the kernel size to convolute the number of these packets. And then we use the K filters to convolute this input. This is actually the feature as we mentioned before. So each layer you perform the convolution, and then you use the ReLU, which is the activation function. When the convolution sum, the action is greater than is less than 0, then you put as a 0. And then we got the after these multiple convolutions, then we got the max pooling, right, to pick up the maximum point, and then we will build these vectors here. And then each vector is 2-dimensional. Each element of this vector is 2-dimensional. So that's why we need to flatten into the one output. Overall, we would form a vector here, and then at the final end, we give one output, one signal, which is the output of the sigmoid functions. It would basically tell you the probability of this flow is malicious or not. So in the training process, in the training process, you've got the normal traffic, which you don't have the attack, right? So the data does not contain the attack trace. So then you can build this data and put into the CNN classifier, and then you could put the label there, and then to indicate this is a normal. So you would have the feedback to make adjustment of these weights. So this is the way to do the training. Now, when you put into the action, when in real applications, and then you receive the traffic for this traffic, you would partition into each flow, as we mentioned before, with 11 features, and then put into this framework. The output of the CNN classifier would tell you the probability, or yes or no, whether this traffic is malicious or not. So this framework can be used to do this, to classify the traffic. There's another cyber attack that is also important as well, which is the intrusion. Intrusion, as I mentioned before, is some attacks that that penetrate the firewall. You already know the firewall, but firewall is based on the signature of the attack. When you got a new attack, like a zero-day attack, or you change the signature of the attack, then it can easily penetrate the firewall. What can we do about that? In particular, with the introduction of IP version 6, so the package is encrypted end-to-end. So the firewall cannot check the payload at all. So it would make it very difficult to detect all these attacks. So as a second defense, we got the host-based intrusion detection mechanism, which they check the activities within the server. So you already know when you perform something in the computer, normally you would get the trace of the system calls. That is the micro activities of your action. So these system calls would provide some useful sources for you to detect whether there's some attack or not. So the idea is that for the host-based IDS, in particular, to deal with the zero-day attack, because you don't have the signature, what you can do is that you build a normal profile of the system, right? So you build a normal profile of the system calls within the system. So when a new attack comes, because we don't know the signature of the new attack, however, once you attack the system, then you are supposed to change the normal behavior of the system, which would be detected through the inspection of the system calls. Because when you attack, you would have activity which would leave the trace of the system call. Okay, so this is our work by my former student, which published in IEEE Transaction on Computers. So historically, all those host-based system call IDS system is based on Forrest's idea, which is that you pick up the system call trace, which is the sequence, and then they pick up one segment of the sequence to see whether the segment is normal or abnormal. However, with the advanced attack, the hacker, they already know your detection mechanism. And then especially these is called a mimic attack. When they penetrate your system, they try to cover their trace. They can modify the system calls by creating some dummy system calls, such that the segment of the system calls, they look very similar to the normal one. We call it stealthy attack. So we propose a mechanism to detect such an attack. So the idea is very simple. Like the English words, from each word, you may find a similar word to replace it. But if you put into the phrase, you change a similar word, but you may change the semantics of the phrase. Also the sentence as well. You can change the similar word, but you may change the semantic meaning of the phrases or the semantic meanings of the sentence. So that's why we propose a new mechanism, which is the semantic units, which means we provide the dictionary of the semantic units in the dictionary for the normal trace. And then if you got attacked into our system, you will change something. Although you can make some segment, like the word, similar to the original one. However, that similarity would be destroyed if you combine with other words when you come to the phrases level or sentence level. That is the whole idea. So this basically says the units of the semantic phrase in the normal trace is much larger than the units of semantic phrase in the abnormal trace. So it's the idea is that we build a dictionary that contains a lot of words and the phrases from the normal trace. When we check the new trace, we will build up those units as well. And then we will find out how many those units are in the normal trace dictionary. So that's the idea. So if it is normal, you are supposed to have many normal phrases in the dictionary. There's a hit. If it is abnormal, then you probably have many units that you cannot find from the normal dictionary. So that's the whole idea. And then we got a very good result. And the another thing is that about the latest cyber attacks. So what can the machine learning do? Which is called forced data injection attack detection. So first, I give a brief on how to launch the FDI, which is the forced data injection attack over the critical infrastructure like the smart grid. So we know is the time to evolve into the smart grid, and the you have smart meters everywhere, which integrate all those different energy resources. So then it opened the door for the attack, because the smart meter is in houses, outside the houses, in everywhere. Okay, so the and it's in wireless. So the attacker has a lot of attack surface to do this attack. So there are some high-profile attack. For instance, the Ukraine power grid was compromised by the cyber attack. Another one is that the attack penetration into U.S. Nuclear powers. Another famous Stuxnet attack over Iranian nuclear plant as well. So recently we got a new type of attack called forced data injection attack. So the what is that? The idea is here. So in the smart grid, in the power system, energy system, we got some mechanism to detect whether the data in use to control the system, whether it's bad or not. So, and then if it's bad data, we don't use it. Commercially, we got a bad data detection mechanism in place. That's the way to detect the bad data. And then the recently, some new attack has been formed, which is this. So basically, we got this formula, which is the measurement, okay, from your smart meter. This measurement measure the some voltage, power, and so on. So, or even your smart meter reading and the power consumption and so on. So the H is the measurement measures related to system configuration, your parameter, the power line link, and so on, transformer, and so on. Theta is the system state, which will be used to send a control signal to your smart grid to regulate the power supply, right? So we all know the power supply system is about the demand and the power supply balance. If there's an imbalance, the system would collapse, right? So you will see the power system collapse, no power, and so on, or burn the transformer and so on. So it's very critical to maintain this balance. And we need to use this measurement, the smart meter, to measure the system state such that we can make the correct adjustment to regulate the power. And this is the normal way of doing this. So ET is the measurement error represented by zero mean Gaussian noise. So basically, we got the measurement from the smart meter. And then from the smart meter, we estimate the system state. Once we got the system state, and then we would translate this into the control signal to regulate the output of the power, to supply the power. Okay, so the better data detection mechanism in industry, they just check whether this ET, the error measurement by this formula, to see whether it meets the demand, meets the specification of zero knowledge, mean Gaussian noise. If this ET is small, they consider this data can be used to make the adjustment of the power. Now, what is the forced data injection attack? The attacker injects a attack vector I equals HC into your measurement, like the smart meter. You got the reading. I try to make the reading. I insert this attack into your reading, which is the measurement. So then actually the measurement you receive from the smart meter in the controller will become this. So from here, and then it will follow this formula to estimate the error. And then you can see this error is exactly the ET. So the attack vector has been absorbed into the H matrix, which is considered as the system state. Okay, so in that sense, you cannot detect this attack. And then you think the system is normal. Why is that? Because your residue, the error, they follow the zero mean Gaussian noise. So you think this data is okay, is to be used. But you look at the difference here. The theta tilde is a different state, which has been attacked by the attacker, the forced data injection attack. So you cannot detect this one. So this is the major threat recently. Now, we have done some work on that one for the forced data detection attack detection. This is machine learning as well. We provide this work has been published in the IEEE transaction on industry informatics, is very recent. Is a deep learning based FDI detection attack detection mechanism. The whole idea is that we know smart grid have a lot of local subgrid as well. So each subgrid, we estimate, use the deep learning model to model the activity of the subsystem to estimate the parameter of this subsystem. And then we merge them together into a central server, which would have the overall deep learning model to model the behavior of the whole smart grid. And then we can detect whether the attack has happening or not in certain subgrid. And then we got a very good results as well. Because the time limit, I don't want to go to very detailed. Thank you very much. And therefore, any detection cyber attack, you need to have data sets. You can download this data set for research from my homepage here, or you can contact the Dr. Raja to have further discussion or collaboration. Thanks very much.
Sure, sir. Definitely, we will call you, sir. The work, collaboration and research work, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your great session on machine learning for cybersecurity, sir. We learned a lot in that. We would like to end the session with out of thanks by our coordinator, Ms. Revati.
Thank you, Sabita. On behalf of Fisher Engineering College and the entire fraternity of the college, first of all, extend my sincere thanks to Almighty. On my behalf, I extend a very heart vote of thanks to everyone who spared the time from your busy schedule to grace the occasion. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. I'm also very much thankful to all the program advisory committee members and the invited speakers. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the conference. At this occasion, I would like to thank our management, Chairman Dr. R. Sivakumar Sir, Co-Chairman Mr. Naranjan Sir, Director Dr. V. Subaya Bharati Sir, Chief Director Dr. N. Seduraman Sir, Principal Dr. R. S. Kumar Sir. Thank you, sirs, for your very thought-provoking and interesting address to the student community. And I would like to express our gratitude to Vice Principal Admin Dr. K. M. Anand Kumar Sir, Vice Principal Academics Dr. V. Ilango Sir, Dean Academics Dr. A. Saravanan Sir, Dean Research Dr. Venkatachalapati Sir, and heads of the department for their presence in this international virtual conference on machine learning application in applied science and mathematics 2022. And I also thank our beloved head of the department, Dr. S. Kanaka Subaraja Sir, for his guidance that radiated a source of energy within us. At the outset, on my behalf of the Department of AI&DS, I express my gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Satish Krishnamurthy, Senior Director from Capgemini, Professor Jian Kun Hu, University of New South Wales from Australia, Mr. Jay Srinivasan, co-founder and CEO, Steelwell Startup from USA, for their presence and very inspiring inaugural and keynote address. And the event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months in advance. We have seen fortunate enough to back her by a team of very motivated and dedicated students community and the volunteers. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of the task beyond this comfort zone. Finally, I thank the wonderful participants who have turned up in such a great numbers, not only from Tamil Nadu, even the other states and other countries. Thank you so much for your cooperation and participation. All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone, for having your time with us. Have a great day. Our session will begin from 11.